Hi. Hope you can hear me. I wanted to say something, and that something is that TIFs look like shit. Every single one of them that I see, and every single one of them that I hear, even when y'all look like really good, the moment y'all open your mouth and I hear that like disgusting like Kermit the Frog E.T. voice, I'm like, ugh. That shit is gross. You sound so fucking horrible. You sound like a pretend version of yourself, because you are. You sound like inhuman. I don't really know another way to say that, but like you sound like some kind of fucking demon, honestly. And like, there are a lot of TIFs in Portland, okay? There are way too fucking many of them. That's also because the Outside In Project is here, which shells out surgeries for free because it's predatory, but I digress. Every time I see one, and she's like wearing the clothes she wants to wear and going by the name she wants to go by. Let's face it, a lot of y'all wear name tags. Just putting that out there. It grosses me out. It really does. Like, I know that y'all gross yourselves out too. Like, I literally know that. Why the fuck would you cut your breasts off if you didn't disgust yourself? Why the fuck would you harm your body so severely if you didn't disgust yourself? Why would you, like, have to change your name? I understand it if you don't like the name that you grew up with. That's pretty commonplace. But, like, if your name is just something really fucking normal, like Sarah or Kelsey or Abby, like, who cares? Sorry your parents had shitty taste, okay? But, like, why can't, if your name is Kelsey, why don't you get creative and go by, like, Kels? That's kind of cool. Go by Kels. Dope. Or why don't you, like, go by your initials or something, like KJ or some shit. I'm making this up. I'm just saying, like, why is it that you have to be on this drug in order to feel like yourself? Why is it that you have to be transitioning in order to feel like yourself? Why is it that you have to create this fantastic facade for yourself? And other people have to be in on the trick. They have to be in on the joke. They have to be like, oh my god, I'm so reminded of, like, playing hide and seek with little kids, and they're, like, not hiding at all, or they're, like, barely hiding. Like, you know exactly where the fuck they are because, like, their feet are sticking out from under the couch, and adults are like, I wonder where he is. Where could he possibly be? Do you see him? I don't see him. That's how y'all are acting. I'm sorry, but it's true. I know it's tough to hear someone give you tough love, but, like, woman up. Woman the fuck up. Why can't you just wear a baseball cap and khakis and a sweatshirt and be a woman? I'm so confused. Please explain it to me. Why do you have to make up this fucking fantasy of you being a man, or not even necessarily being a man, of you being non-binary, of you being genderqueer? Like, why do you have to make that up? I pity you. Everyone pities you. I know that's not what everyone says, but, like, everyone pities you, okay? I'm telling you. Again, I know that's something you probably don't like to hear, but it's true. And the people who don't pity you, who think they don't pity you, actually do. The people who are coddling you by playing into your, little pretend your little 4-year-old level, 3-year-old level hide and seek game, they pity you. The people who are making laws to better entertain your fantasy of you being the sex you identify as, they pity you. All of them do. Okay? Cry about it. Build a bridge. Get over it. Alright? If they don't pity you, they're only going along with your really sick fantasy because they're afraid not to. And it's also more than likely some weird, like, gobbledygook to them idea that they don't want to impose upon. I'm trying to think of another example of this. Okay. Say you go to a different town. Okay, you go to a college town. And you don't live here. You are visiting from somewhere else entirely. Maybe you are visiting from somewhere that doesn't have a big college football fan base, okay? But this place that you're visiting does, and you're there on a game day. Like, you're like looking at these people who are like painted and belligerent and making chants, right? And maybe you think they look foolish, okay? But like, and maybe that's just totally not your thing, right? That's okay. But someone who it's totally not their thing, when like literally droves of people are doing that, they're not going to go up to those droves of people and be like, you're making a fool of yourself. Because they would just look stupid, because they're the outsider to begin with, and they're not even familiar with this concept of insane college football fans. So why would they like insert themselves embarrassingly and be like, what the heck are you doing? Wouldn't they look like a fool? They would. I mean, the other people kind of look like fools too, but this is an example. Y'all understand what I'm saying. Every time I see a TIFF, it just makes me like sick because it makes me sad. By the way, you can be a masculine woman and be straight. Okay? Maybe write that on your wall. Write that on your mirror at home to remind yourself. You don't have to be an extreme hop if you don't want to be an extreme hop. If you are lesbian, be a lesbian. Be an outright proud lesbian. You don't have to make this stupid facade for yourself. I think it's cool now in schools, in all seriousness, I think it is cool because public schools in the United States are unfortunately promoting the transgender ideology, which is totally wrong for public schools to be promoting, because public schools are not supposed to impose a system of beliefs on students. Like, teachers are not allowed to say, I believe this, I believe that. Like, really, they're not. Like, it's, if you go to public school in the United States, if they ever do that, they're not supposed to be doing that. You can do that in a private school, but not in a public school. But these people are imposing gender theology upon young minds, and then these young minds are thinking it's so fucking cool to be like genderqueer or non-binary or trans, okay? It's not cool. It's embarrassing. This is like, I try to be funny about this, and I try to be lighthearted about this, but like, ultimately, this is something extremely serious. You know, it's funny. I love awkward family photos on Instagram. I love seeing the goofy hair that people had in the 70s, or the goofy outfit they wore on picture day in the 90s, but that was super hyper relevant at the time. But now we look back on it and it's foolish. You can't do that when you mutilate your body beyond recognition. You can't just be like, oh, haha, what a funny haircut. You have to be like, wow, I cut my breasts off. What part of that is funny?